I have a learning disability called dyslexia. So I'm dyslexic, and I didn't realize I was dyslexic until I became probably about 6 years ago. That's when I realized it. So all through life, I struggled with being dyslexic and didn't realize, why. So my challenges was schoolwork. I was a terrible student, an awful student, but the thing about me is I always had a positive mindset. So it didn't matter that I wasn't very good at school. I always knew that I was going to be successful no matter what I did. So I never let that hold me back from doing great things. You know what I'm saying? So that was my life. I mean, my life was just trying to figure things out. Large. Like I said, I remember making a comment to him when he was at like 300,000. It's like, hey, you need to get to 500,000. I was like, yo, he's like, slow down, bro, bro, slow down. The way Mario would say it. It's like, well, no, man, you really have, I think, what it takes. I mean, you have some really passionate subscribers, and I was definitely one of them. And then we just became friends.
Hey guys, what's poppin'? It's me, your queen of content, Trudy, and welcome to the best online TV show. If you're new here, subscribe. And today we are privileged to have one of Mara's best friend. You know him, Aaron, and you guys have been requesting. I saw some of you asking, Trudy, Mara is in Kenya, kindly look for him. And Aaron is in Kenya, Mara is in Kenya, look for them. Now, finally, I'm here and I'm with Aaron. I want to have some good time together with him. At least we get to know more about him. Yeah, and Aaron, how are you?
I am fantastic.
You're
How,
good?
how are you doing?
I'm good.
You look good.
Thank you.
You both look good.
Thank you so much. How are you feeling being in Kenya?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's like a second home. The people here are so nice. I mean, everywhere I go, you smile, they smile back at you. They obviously know I'm not from around here, so they're very, very attentive people. I love it. Enjoying my time.
You're enjoying your time?
Absolutely. Yes.
Of course, most of people knew you through Marwa, and we would like to know how you met Marwa, how you became friends. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I met him. I think he was probably at like maybe 60,000 subscribers. I think I started following him when he was about 30,000 subscribers, so it's been a long time. I'd seen him one time in Thailand, and I wasn't really into YouTube, but it was just funny seeing this guy who says he's from the village of, African village. I had no idea, because again, I live in the United States, so had really I really didn't have much knowledge about Africa, but just following him and just seeing how his character was. He didn't have a care in the world. He seemed very honest, he just, it just seemed like a really nice guy, and he had some issues in the Philippines right during COVID, so the COVID time, and he had an issue with a laptop, and I was like, you know what, I could probably help him out a little bit, so I gave him a nice little donation, and then from that point on, we just became, we became friends. He really was, again, a person that I respected, because he built his channel up from basically nothing, and grew large. Like I said, I remember making a comment to him when he was at like 300,000. It's like, hey, you need to get to 500,000. I was like, yo, he's like, slow down, bro, bro, slow down. The way Mario would say it. It's like, well, no, man, you really have, I think, what it takes. I mean, you have some really passionate subscribers, and I was definitely one of them. And then we just became friends. We just, from that point on, we just kept our friendship. He came and stayed with me a few times, and we just became buddies.
Okay. Before we get deeper into this story, some of people that are new, they are watching it for the first time. I would love you to introduce yourself,
Sure.
At least to your names and also where you come from.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So my name is Dante. I come from the United States, mostly San Jose, California. Is where I live right now. I was born and raised in the Bay Area. So I don't know if you guys know the San Francisco Bay Area, but I'm a Bay Area kid. My whole life. I have been in the environmental and sustainability industry for almost 40 years now, believe it or not. Even when I was a young man, I got involved in environmental. And my claim to fame is I used to work at Tesla. I was actually a global sustainability manager. So I was in charge of, for the Fremont factory, anything to do with environmental, anything to do with sustainability, trash, it didn't matter when it came to the cars. Globally, I was in charge of the recycling, so anything that we did recycling outside, like say in China, the Netherlands, wherever, that our team was involved with that. And then I started a company. I left, Tesla in 2017. I started a company called Greener Sustainable Solutions. Took a couple years. Well, it took about a year off. Tesla's a really difficult place to work. Let me tell you, I worked there for 3 years as an employee, 1 year as a contractor, and it was just really tough. I used to have to meet with Elon Musk, and he's a very difficult man to satisfy. But luckily, our team did a really good job. But left Tesla, started Green Earth Sustainable Solutions. Most of my family works there. I have my daughter's my CFO. I have my brother, my son. I mean, we have a so it's pretty much a family business. So we have that, and then I started a nonprofit called DPX. So that's what the shirt is, and I basically it's for motivation. And I mean, we could do a whole segment on DPX, so I don't want to take up all our time. But DPX is one of the reasons why I'm here in Kenya. It's one of the reasons why I've traveled to the Philippines. We've done some work in South America. So that's one of the key reasons why I'm here. And DPX is it's my passion.
Aaron, you are one of the prominent people that I know, and before you became who you are right now, of course, there is life before. Life before. Maybe how was life before this time, right, where you are right now?
Sure. So we grew up pretty poor. We weren't, in the United States. Now you guys gotta understand, I'm a lot older than you guys. Okay, I was born in the '60s. Okay, that's how old I am. So it was difficult. My mother passed away when I was young. She was actually sick for a long time, and then she ended up passing away. So my stepfather raised us, and it was really difficult. We really, we weren't rich. We were poor. We had times where we got evicted, kicked out of our house. Because we couldn't pay the bills. I have a learning disability called dyslexia, so I'm dyslexic, and I didn't realize I was dyslexic until I became probably about 6 years ago. That's when I realized it. So all through life, I struggled with being dyslexic and didn't realize, why. So my challenges was schoolwork. I was a terrible student, an awful student, but the thing about me is I always had a positive mindset. So it didn't matter that I wasn't very good at school. I always knew that I was going to be successful no matter what I did. So I never let that, hold me back from doing great things. You know what I'm saying? So that was my life. I mean, my life was just trying to figure things out. I have a brother and sister. We, like I said, we struggled, but we're close. It made us really close. And, even though it's funny, a lot of people say this, people who grew up poor, they didn't realize how poor they were until they reflect back and they see the situation that they were living in. And they're like, man, we were really poor, but we didn't feel poor, So, and that's why I talk about DPX. I try to teach people or tell people, look, just because you're poor doesn't mean you have to think poor. And when I say poor, I'm not necessarily talking about financially poor, or when I say think rich, I'm not talking about financially rich. I'm just saying you need to make sure that that you're just as good as everybody else out there. It doesn't matter where they come from, what education they have, doesn't matter how much money they have, you're just as good as anybody else. You might not have the things that they have right now, but you're just as good as everyone else. And if you're taught that at a young age, from 2 years old, a baby, whatever it is, to 5, 6, 10 years old, you're taught to have that positive mindset, then you're going to succeed at anything that you do, anything you do. And again, I wasn't necessarily taught that, I just had that in me. But for the people that are listening or the people who know me, know that it's about how you think and how you love yourself. I tell people, if you follow me on Instagram, I always talk about love yourself first. Always love yourself first. If you can't love yourself first, you can't love anybody else. There's no way that you can love everybody else. Someone told me today, they said, hey, you got to love Jesus first. Absolutely, you got to love Jesus first. But Jesus teaches you to love yourself. And I don't mean in a selfish way. I mean, love yourself so you can love other people the way you're supposed to love other people, And that's what I believe. It's always been my belief to, again, love myself, and then so I can love you. I can treat you. I can treat, the people that are out there, with respect, because I respect myself.
I've done an interview with Marwa, and he has said he used to stay with you at some time. He used to stay with you. Maybe
Yeah,
you,
yeah, a couple times. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
maybe who is maybe someone may want to know Marwa. Tell us more about him according to you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Mara is exactly what you see. So he doesn't turn the camera off and he turns into someone else. Exactly what you see is who Mara is, and for the good and for the bad. I mean, because sometimes sometimes he says things that I'm thinking, man, I wish he would have thought more about it, but he can't. That's just who he is. I mean, he just says the things, and he's truthful with what he says, what he says. So the only I can tell you is there's no difference when he turns the camera off, and I think you probably have seen that.
Yes.
He's the same person. If he says he's going to do something, he does it. He always has this big heart. If he says he's going to like go out there and visit this person or do this and that, he does it. I mean, he does. He's like I said, he's a good person. He's a really good person.
You guys have been friends for quite some time, for a long time actually. What is keeping you going, like moving together? When people become friends, we have so
Yeah.
many people that come between them, they are separated, but you guys have been together and see yourself. Right now you're here. Maybe you will tell us you're planning to have a home here also in Kenya?
Well, yeah, I wanted to have a home in Africa for sure. I travel a lot. I'm not like the travel commander over there, but I've probably been to 30 plus countries, and I plan on going to a lot more. I was going to try to go to a couple different African countries besides Kenya, like Ghana and whatnot, but it didn't work out. Time-wise, didn't work out. I have a lot to do here in Kenya. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. I want to have a base in Africa somewhere I can travel to, if I do decide to start my nonprofit or NGO here in Kenya or in Africa, absolutely, I want to make an African country my home. Right now, I'm really looking at Kenya because I have a couple people that work for me that live in Kenya. I have a relationship with a lot of people in Kenya that I don't see any reason why I wouldn't. I'm building a suite here. I have a suite that I don't know if I could show it to you, but where my architect's in there right now. We're designing what it's going to look like and everything. So I will have a place here, but then Nairobi, we might even set up some Airbnbs. We have Airbnbs in Colombia, so we might even do something to where I have a place, even if it's an Airbnb when I come out, and then maybe use it for an investment later on. I don't know, but I do love Kenya. I always tell people in the United States, think of Kenya being the heart of Africa. So if you think about the heartbeat, Kenya is the heartbeat of Africa. Where Nigeria might be business, but Kenya is the heart.
What do you love about Kenya?
People, the food, oh my God, ugali, oh my
You love
God,
ugali?
oh my God. I did a video. If you go to my YouTube channel, see it I did. So my family lineage is mostly West Africa. So Nigeria, Cameroon, mostly Nigeria though. And I had fufu versus ugali.
Ugali.
And I loved ugali. I love fufu. But the ugali I was so used to it because we have something in the United States called grits, and it's very similar to ugali. And just eating it, I love eating it with your hands. You dip it in all the different, like tilapia, the
Yeah.
fish, the greens, what is the cabbage? No, the spinach, the seasoned spinach. Amazing.
We also have githeri. Have you tasted githeri?
What is Gadari? 'Cause I don't know the
Githeri
names.
is a mix of beans and maize and
Absolutely, I
corn.
had that. Mara's mom made that. Oh, incredible.
How is the experience being in Kenya?
Oh, this experience has been wonderful. I'm glad I stayed. So basically, I've been here for almost a month. So my plan was to stay 6 weeks and travel kind of all over, go to different villages, go see what it really is to live in Africa, not just go to Nairobi where everything's modern. I wanted to come and live the way villagers live, and we're gonna do that. I have a couple people that I know that we're gonna go visit their villages. I'm so normal, like I'm not one of those bougie guys that has to have all this amazing shower, this place to shower, everything has to be perfect. I like living real, even though I do stay at like high end places because, it's just, when I travel for business, but I do like to live, like a real person. And I'm the most, approachable person that you'll ever meet because I don't think of myself as being anything just just a regular guy just out there doing the things with the experiences that I have. So, but I love Kenya. I love the experience that I've had.
What do you think are some of the things maybe Kenya should be done here in Kenya to make it a better place, like
Yeah,
compared
no,
to
I
the
understand.
countries you've been?
Yeah, no, I understand. I think that the power structure out here needs to be better. There's a lot of power cuts on and cuts off. Again, I don't want to ever criticize a government because that's one thing I'm not. I don't support one side or another. I'm just looking like, say, infrastructure and things, just things that would make it more modern for the people of Kenya. But power is a really, really big deal. I have a background because, working at Tesla, we were into, sustainable energy. There should be more sustainable energy out here. There should be more solar. There should be, like really a huge investment in that. There should be an investment in how you guys manage your trash. I'm a zero waste. My company does zero waste projects, so I'm into composting. I'm into recycling. I'm into trying to find solutions for customers that have like material that they just throw away and hopefully make some money off it or save them some money. So I think between the power and the way that you manage your trash is huge. That's something that I feel that would really like kick you, would move, Kenya up as being the leader in that area.
Okay, as we wind up, Aaron, we have so many people. Marwa has really helped in this industry, especially in this content creation. But you see, there are some, maybe they are talking shit about him, talking bad about him. Maybe
Sure.
a message you can pass to the young upcoming YouTubers who really wants to be helped by Marwa. Then again, they change, maybe talking bad things about him.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've always said as a man, if I have an issue with you, I'm gonna see, I'm gonna, be in face to face. We're gonna talk about it. Like I said, I don't agree with everything that Mara does. He's my friend, just like I don't agree with everything my sister and my brother and everyone else does. But if I have a problem, I'm gonna come to you and say, hey, we got a problem. We're gonna work it out, and we're not gonna go on YouTube. We're not gonna, be out in the public fighting about something. That's how men handle their business. One of the things that I've seen in a lot of YouTubers that are out there is they kind of get caught up in the fame of being in YouTube, and then sometimes when they get a little bit of like, oh, I got this video that went viral or whatever it was, they start thinking that, well, maybe, I'll do it my way and it's the better way. And then when they're not successful in doing that, then it's like, okay, now who do I blame or what the situation is? I don't deal with negativity. So if you ever watch any of my videos, if you ever watch my Instagram, I don't talk about negative anything. There's a lot of energy out there that's very negative. There's people that have said so many bad things about me. They've called me all kinds of names, but I don't care because you know what? If you think about this, out of all the people who know you and that support you, there's going to be a lot of more people that deep down know your character, know the things that you do. They see the good work that you do, and they're going to support you. And yeah, there are going to be some naysayers out there that are going to talk about you. But my thing is, like, I'll talk to anybody, like even the naysayers, if they talk to me with respect. If they have a question about something, no problem. We can talk about it. But if they want to label me a certain, person, or even like Mara, they want to label him a certain person without the facts, without having the evidence, to back up the things that they're saying, then, you just got to just write them off. As young YouTubers, what I would do is here's what I would not do. I would not start thinking that you got there on your own. I'd stay very humble. Do your craft, do it the best you can, and don't ever blame anybody for anything that happens, good and bad. Whatever happens in your life, you take responsibility for it, and try not to burn bridges, because you never know. I've seen so many YouTubers burn a bridge, realize they messed up, and then came back and tried to make up for it. Once you burn that bridge, once you have told people who you really are, it's kind of hard to go back. So thank you. So my advice is stay true to who you are. Don't burn bridges. You know, just do your thing. Don't listen to all the noise that's out there. The people who believe in you will believe in you no matter what. The ones that will hate you no matter what. There's not much you can do to convince them. And all you have to do is just try to just stay away from all that. Like, don't read the negative stuff. Don't talk about the negative stuff. Don't go online and cry and say, oh, woe is me, because then you're going to be a victim at that point. You can't do that. Just keep moving forward. Do your craft. Love yourself. Love what you're doing. If you don't love what you're doing, don't do it. Don't just do. YouTube is hard. I know you know what I'm talking about.
True.
YouTube is one of the hardest things that you can do. I almost stopped doing YouTube, not because I was worried about the noise, because I have a business and it just took up a lot of my time. And to start, you know, a lot of what happens a lot with content creators in the beginning is they're trying to get views. They're trying to get like this 100,000 people to look at your video. Instead of you making a really good video that you care about, I made a video about my mother that I cared about tremendously, and it means the world to me. It didn't get a thousand, it didn't even have 1,000 views on it, but I don't care. That's my history right there. My children can go back and see what I spoke about my mother or my grandmother or whatever it is. And you have to have that mindset that whatever you do, you're going to put out the best you can possibly do, and just keep moving. And don't worry about the likes and the shares and all that, because it'll come over time. Mara's been doing this for 7-8 years. He didn't get, you know, it wasn't like he got 500,000 subscribers in 2 years. I mean, it took him a while to build his reputation up, build his followers up, get people to believe in him, and then now look where he's at right now.
Right. Being a YouTuber, what are some of the lessons you've learned being a YouTuber now? And you are you do traveling vlogs. What are some of the lessons you've learned in life?
So I've been doing it for 9 months. I have 10,000 subscribers now. In the beginning, I had this false reality on what YouTube really was. I was like, okay, well, you know what? As long as you have this interesting stuff, you get these people, they'll follow you, and then it's not the case. When you do a YouTube video, you could have 100,000 people view your video, but really there's only like maybe 10% of those people that are really true subscribers. So you have to look at a percentage game when you do things. You can't say, just because I know people who have 200,000 subscribers, but when they release a video, they get 200 views. It doesn't add up. I didn't realize that. I would say for me the hardest thing was trying to think that I had to satisfy my subscribers who really weren't really my subscribers. They were just people that clicked on, they liked this one video, and that was it. And they were only interested in that one video. They're not interested about my mother or my grandmother or anything like that. So I think that the hardest thing about being a YouTuber in the beginning is just understanding that it's not always going to be, you know, roses when you hit a lick, you know, hit a 20,000, view video. You have to put things in context of what you're doing, and it's a long game. It's not a short game. If you're in it for a sprint, forget about it. Take your time, develop your craft, get better and better at what you do, and just put it out there and just stay with it and don't give up. Because like I said, I almost gave up. I went to the Philippines and I got like 4,000 subscribers like within 2 weeks. They loved the videos. They put 3 videos out, my 2 biggest videos that I've done. And I was like, wow. I was like getting all excited. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Because I was like 4 months into it. But then I put another video, because I went to Vietnam, I switched places, another one, and I was like, oh my God, and I'm trying to put video out, I'm trying to edit stuff, you know, I'm trying to do all this stuff to get stuff out. And then one of my friends, another YouTuber, said, bro, what are you stressing out about? You're in a place that most people will never visit. You're living a life that a lot of people would be envy of, and you're stressing about a damn video that you don't even need the money for. It's not like your livelihood. Why are you stressing out? And when he said that, I was like, what the hell am I stressing out about? You know, that was in May. And from that point on, I haven't looked back. I just said, I'm going to do my content. I'm going to put my travel stuff out. I'm going to talk about my motivational stuff, my DPX and everything. And that's it. I'm not going to lose sleep over anything.
It has been nice having you on my channel, and I want you to talk to your fans, my fans as well.
Absolutely.
And, tell them, my fans, where they should find your content. Of course, sure. I know I've been following you. And also tell your fans to subscribe to Trudy Kitui.
Absolutely. Make sure you subscribe to this woman. Trudy, she's the word. I mean, honestly, she is. And I appreciate you interviewing me. I wasn't expecting it, but I appreciate it. But definitely subscribe to this woman here, okay? I'm a subscriber. Make sure you subscribe to this woman. But here's the thing. For my people, for you guys, It's about, this is what I want you to remember. Love yourself. I always say that. You can't have a fulfilling life unless you love yourself. If you love yourself, you're not going to let anybody take advantage of you. You're not going to let a woman or a man, use you. If you love yourself, you're going to be able to identify all those issues if you love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you're going to put up with a man that's no good or a woman that's no good. You're going to put up with that because you're trying to please them. Don't please anybody that isn't worth pleasing. And a person that isn't worth pleasing is a person that doesn't love themselves too, to where they can treat you with the respect that you treat them. But I always tell people it all starts with loving yourself. If you're going to be successful in business, you're going to be successful in life, relationships, you got to love yourself inside and out. And I say love yourself in not a sense that you're conceited, like, oh, I'm better than you or whatever. No, man, it's like wake up every morning, have a positive mindset that you can, take over anything, that you can do anything. There isn't a challenge that you won't be able to deal with. And I like to leave that is like by parting words. Now, if you want to reach out to me, I'm on Instagram at hey, Hey, underscore A Dante, ADATA. Okay, let's start over. Hey, Hey, underscore ADANTE. So hey, underscore A Dante. That's me on Instagram. My YouTube channel is Straight Talk with Aaron Dante, or just type in Aaron Dante. It'll pop up. And yeah, if you like, check out one of my videos. You don't have to subscribe. If you like one of my videos, you like the things I'm talking about, subscribe. Send me comments. I typically respond to all my comments. And I have there's a backlog right now because everybody knows I'm with Mara, so I have a backlog. But I do get back to every message that someone sends me.
Okay.
Seriously. But that's it. But thank you.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for
Appreciate
your time.
that.
And I can't wait to have you again on my show.
Anytime.
You're really an awesome person, a vibe as well. And thank you so much for also holding Marwa. You are good friends, I know.
That's my
Yeah, so guys, let's go subscribe to Aaron Dante. I'll put the link down here after posting this video. Let's support him as well. And also, I know his fans will come to support me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Love you. Let's meet in the next video.
Next video.
Yes.
We're coming back to the next video. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to this woman. I'm definitely going to be pushing her. I'm going to tell my people that we did an amazing video. Make sure you send me something so I can just put it out there.
I have to. I will.
Seriously.
Thank
But I got you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.